Hi, I'm Kyle, your community pastor for Crossroads Church Online, and this is hundreds of pounds of safe spinning on a very small wire above my head. Why? Because this is what money feels like to a lot of us. A constant threat that at any moment could come down and crush us, whether you have a little bit of money or a lot. But today, we're gonna talk about a different approach to work and money, an approach that will produce freedom in your life. To get us started, we're gonna play a little bit of a game with my fellow Crossroads teaching pastors, a game they don't know about yet, but in which they and me will be answering the kinds of questions you're not really supposed to ask each other about money. Let's get started. Hey everybody!
Hey.
Thanks for being here.
Happy to be here.
Do you wanna know what we're doing?
Yes.
I made a board game for us to play, and here's the thing, not just normal questions, these are the questions that you're not supposed to ask people about money, and you all get to answer them for all of us.
Oh
We
my
want
How about that?
More awkward
Yes,
questions.
that's right. Yes.
More
Also,
awkward questions.
the game does have rules
Okay.
that I will make up as we go. So I think you're in safe hands. Brian, you can go first. So go ahead and draw a card, and then read us what it says, and we'll go from there.
All right.
Is this fun or what?
Oh, we're having so much fun,
Can't wait.
Kyle.
It's super fun.
Most or least amount of money you spent in a single day, not including buying a house or car. Probably was when I went on a hunting spending spree at Bud's Gun Shop in Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh.
It was ridiculous how much stuff I needed for hunting. I was a rifle hunter before. Rifle, bipod, scope, binoculars, ammo, camo stuff, gun cases, orange for yourself. I mean, on and 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 on. And I thought I was ready for it until I got in there. I was like, oh, I need that too. Oh yeah, I need that. Oh, of course I need that.
I'm gonna be in the middle of nowhere. I gotta have that.
Oh, and that thing that could kill something? Oh, I definitely need that one. I need that one. So it was a pretty big deal. That was a lot of money.
How did your wife feel about you spending all this money? Did you talk it through ahead of time, or did you just like walk home from the store and go, I sort of spent a lot of money? How'd that go?
Yeah, boy, Lib and I have been through quite a transformation in our money. And we went from early on in our marriage where we couldn't afford to buy 2 rolls of toilet paper at a time. It was just like one roll. And sometimes it was when you're at a restaurant, you take some of their toilet paper. We went from that, and we went from having our kids. Our first kid was charity care. Charity care, so the hospital is charity care. So we went through years and years of actual poverty for us as a family. So we went from that significant thing to then counting all the stuff and having constant stress, tension points over what she's spending, over what I'm spending. And now we're at a place where we're empty nesters. I or her can go do something like that wasn't thought out and planned out, and it's not a stress point. But that's been literally decades in the waiting, and we worked really hard to get to a financial place where I could have those sort of impulsive days.
So you now get to pick somebody else to answer the question.
Oh, I think that would be Allie. Most or least amount of money you spent in a single day, not including buying a house or car.
The thing that came immediately to mind when that was read the first time is travel with 6 people. Like a day that I buy plane tickets and hotels and food and think times 6, it's a big deal.
6 friends? This is your family.
This is me and my husband and our 4 kids. So anything you do that's costly and you take everybody, it's times 6 for us. It's a huge deal. So travel, and we love to travel, and we want to travel with our kids, but when I have bought airplane tickets or booked hotel rooms or we're there, sometimes my husband Bill,
You need 2 hotel rooms, don't you?
Oh yeah.
You can't.
No, we don't usually stay in hotels.
Right.
We'll rent a house
Right.
because it's just
Right, 'cause
cheaper. It's so much, you can buy your own food and all that. But he will sometimes bless me by paying, like by being the one that actually receives the bill at the end of the day, because it hurts me.
Just seeing
It
the number
stresses me.
just like causes stress.
Even
This
though I
must be
know
bad.
we've budgeted for the, like, there's decisions we've made that have made this possible, seeing the number is hard for me.
That makes sense. Chuck, what's your quick answer?
Same thing. Quick answer for me is same situation. I do have to say, though, I have a lot of joy. So it's probably been a day at Disney World, quite frankly, where I spent more money in a day than I have anywhere else. And my family will tell you, I tend to be tight when it comes to money. But when I come to Disney World, man, I'm like that, you know, that Burger King commercial where they're like shooting the money out of the things. Like, there's just something about.
That's you.
Chuck's like 20.
Make it rain.
Oh,
Like,
that's
I love, and that's the one place I'm free when it comes to that, where I just love the delight that my family gets in places like that. I'm sure that's the place where I spent the most money.
All of your answers are way better than mine. Mine is my air conditioner that broke last summer, which is never fun. It worked, and then it breaks, and then 2 days later, you know, you're out $6,000, and you have the same thing you had 2 days. Awful. Anyway. Good news.
Oh, that is awful. There's nothing fun about that. Like all of ours
Not
had some
fun.
fun stuff.
Yeah.
Not fun. That's
too
just
bad.
life, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's things like that happen. They pop up, and you just gotta roll with it. I will say I was grateful to have air conditioning. That was an honest thing because my house before this, the one we lived in for 4 years before that, had no central air. So I did have a moment of going like, hey, you know what? I'm grateful that I have air conditioning because I've lived without that for a long time. It was great. Brian, you gave a great answer. You get to go 2 spaces. In any direction. You don't have to stay on your color line unless you want to.
2 spaces.
I'll stay in my own color. It's growing on me.
Okay.
It's
That's
growing
great.
on me. All right.
Awesome. And this space comes with a roll of the dice. Now, if you roll a 6, you get a teaching challenge card. Okay? So it's gonna tell you that. Okay. So let's see. Go ahead. Give us a roll. See what we get.
Papa needs a new pair of shoes.
A 6! First try!
Wait a minute.
Unbelievable!
Wait a minute.
You did it!
Wait a minute.
Here's your challenge.
Praise be.
You have to teach on being a faithful steward using, wait for it, this straitjacket. This is not a curtain, it's a straitjacket. So head off, go make that happen over there.
Go teach.
Like, go right now and teach. Where's
Yeah,
everyone?
no, right now, just that way. You'll see some people with cameras. Start talking. All right, great. I think that went really well. We'll see how Brian does the teaching challenge. And we just get to hang out now. That's the other rule. We get to relax. You guys want to get a drink or something? All right, cool. While he heads off to start teaching, let me tell you what we're getting into. Crossroads has partnered with an organization called Good Sense, an amazing ministry that has been helping people find financial freedom for decades. And together, we've created a new program called Freed Up. Freed Up is an app-based program designed to help people no matter where you are on the financial spectrum. From barely getting by to having more than you know what to do with, you can find true financial freedom. So why are we doing this? It's because almost everyone is stressed financially. Financial stress is one of the biggest causes of divorce and anxiety that exist. And God promises to fix it for us if we get on His plan. In fact, we want this for you so much, we're literally giving it away free. Freed Up costs $100, but to everyone watching this series, it's free, totally free. And you can get it for your iOS or Android device. Now, I'll tell you right now, you can also relax. This is not a financial campaign. We're not asking for more of your money. We're not building towards some big ask in the future. Now, if you do give towards Crossroads, I want to say thank you. Your giving helps us be able to do things like this that literally change people's lives. This is simply us wanting to help you with one of the most stressful issues in life. This will bring you financial freedoms. Now, these teaching episodes are just a taste of what you'll get in the app, combined with practical guidance and application and some creative surprises. Now, this entire program is based on 3 big ideas that we see in the Bible, and we've summarized them like this. Big idea number 1, we are free when we are faithful stewards. A faithful steward is simply a diligent earner and a prudent spender. A prudent spender is a generous giver first, a wise saver, and a cautious debtor. These are the 3 big ideas that, if you understand them, can unlock financial freedom in your life. So if you're ready, To take a step towards freedom, head to crossroads.net/freedup and get started today.
You ever feel like this? I have numerous times. When my wife and I were married in my young 20s, and we had this debt consolidation program where we consolidated her debt and my debt into the marriage. We had payment booklets. Yeah, they used to have these thick things with piece of paper that said how many months in debt you were. We had payment booklets and credit card debt, and we had car loans, and we brought it all in the marriage, and what do you know? We couldn't make it. Do you know how humiliating it is for a 22-year-old guy to actually live with his in-laws because he can't make the ends meet? It was awful. That's the bondage I was in. Every expenditure, I just kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And it's not just when you're 22. If you're not careful, it'll still get you even when you're 50 and doing okay, because you can look around you and see all kind of people who are doing, you think, better than you are, and you can feel like a failure. You can feel like a loser. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 3:17. It says, now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is religion. No, it doesn't say. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is rules. No, it doesn't say that. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's regulations. No, it doesn't say that. It says, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. We're going to give you some principles that can bring you true freedom. We're not going to give you rules. We're not going to give you regulations. We're not going to give you religion. We want you to get free. And where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And the Spirit of the Lord has some time-tested principles that simply work, that have been freeing people like me and people like you for a long, long time. This is what we're about. We're about your freedom, and we're going to get you free. How you handle your money matters to God, because God knows that your money is one of the things that's going to define whether or not you're free. You control your money, or your money controls you. One of the things that none of us like is being controlled and being constricted, whether it's a worldwide pandemic, who would have seen one of those coming, or whether it's a diagnosis from a health professional that comes your way. These are things that constrict you, that put you in bondage. But with those things, at least it happened to you. You're sort of an innocent victim. But what really gets me is when I'm put in bondage by my own choices, by my own decisions. And God doesn't want to see it happen with his children. He knows that money does this to us. This is why there's over 2,000 times in the Bible where God references money more than just about anything else. Jesus talks more about money than he does heaven and hell combined. He gives 39 parables, which are stories about life that are supposed to impact our life. 11 of those 39 are about money. He says things in Matthew 6:24 like, you cannot serve both God and money. You either control it or it controls you. In 1 Timothy 6:10, it says, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. The love of money, not money itself, the love of money, where we're totally drawn into a love affair with money and we can't control it, and it causes us to have all kinds of evil. And yes, it is evil to be perpetually stressed out and freaked out about money, to give more of our emotional space to money than it is to God. Why is it that many of us feel like I'm just not getting what I need to financially? Why is our finances a stress point for us? You know, it's not by accident. It's because there is an enemy who's intentionally trying to hurt you and I, an enemy who's intentionally trying to draw us away from sensing the love of God and to put us actually in bondage. And that enemy rules the microphone in our culture. Culture has so many myths about money and things that we're following after that's putting us into bondage that it's no wonder we're as stressed out as we are. Just think about the cultural myths that exist today that fuel destructive behavior, like things can buy me happiness. No, they won't. Things will rust. They won't buy me happiness. Or just a little more money will solve my problems. No, it won't solve your problems, because all of us over the years have had just a little more money and it hasn't solved our problems. Or I'm not a very financially motivated person. Money doesn't motivate me at all. Well, I wish it did. If money motivated you a little bit more, maybe we'd have less stress. We just parrot all these phrases that other people say, and they're just not true, and they're just not real. The truth is, God cares about us and our relationship with Him. He cares about money, and He cares about His money that He's put inside of our pockets. The truth is that He will reward us and hold us accountable for how we manage the money and the possessions that He's entrusted to us and that He's blessed us with. In order to beat the enemy that's trying to put us in bondage, we have to have a plan. Everything big, everything important has a plan. Everything. I built a few houses in my life, and it's crazy that someone actually expected me to come up with a plan and to follow it. Well, of course they did. You're building a house. Could you imagine a plumber coming in and saying, well, you know what? I don't really need a plan. I'm just going to stick the water line into your house, and we're just going to trust that the water gets to the right room at the right time. You would never, ever do that. You would have detailed plans for, I'm going to want this size line going to this room. I want this many lines going to this bathroom. I want this. You'd have it all mapped out because you need the right amount of water in the right room at the right time. How we operate our finances is so antithetical to that. We have the plumber put his line in, and then we just open up and say, oh, where's my money going? And it comes out, and it's going, and it's going, and it's going, and it's going. No rhyme, no reason, just everywhere. This is why we have stress, because money's come into our lives, and it hasn't been ordered. It hasn't been directed to the right place. Nothing wrong with going out to eat. I go out to eat. Nothing wrong with buying new clothes. Nothing wrong with having nice things. Nothing wrong with it at all. So long as you've planned for it. So long as it's in your plan. So long as you're telling your money where it's going instead of it telling you where you're going. If you know how much you're going to spend on entertainment and it fits in the plan, awesome. If you know how much you're going to put in savings and it fits with the plan, great. If you know that you're going to take expensive vacations and it fits inside of a plan, great. But you have to be in control, not money and culture being in control. You. God is both an artist and an engineer. We look at all of creation, and there's just beautiful, beautiful landscapes, all different kinds of textures. It's just gorgeous. He's an artist. And He's an engineer. He's ordered things in culture. He's made it so that life exists. He has the planet just the right amount of distance away from the sun and just the right oxygen level to maintain life. And it all works together in harmony because He is a God of order. Now, if we want God to bless our lives and specifically bless our finances, why do we think that we can do that without order? I need order. I need to say, here's my money that's coming out, and I'm going to create a system, I'm going to create a plan to capture all of my money and have it go where I want it to go. I'm capturing it. It's going where I want to go. The amount of savings, the amount of spending, I am ordering my money around instead of my money ordering me around. How can we expect a God of order to bless our finances if they are in disorder? We're going to put them in order, and we're going to find freedom.
We've covered a lot of ground today, and you might be asking yourself, what do I do next? One of the best things you can do when wrestling with a new idea or a new challenge is to take it before God. We're going to do that right now. My friends Robbie and Amy are going to help us process what we've just heard.
Let us take the time and silence all the noise and clear our racing minds and listen for His voice. For the God of all creation is with us in this place. we don't have to leave the same. For anything is possible when Jesus is here. His kingdom is unstoppable. His love draws us near. Lift your hands and surrender. He is faithful forever. For anything is possible when Jesus is here. Let us take the time and silence all the noise. Clear our racing minds and listen for His voice.
Let's silence the noise, the to-do list, the wave of work, expectations, pressures, all the things that are waiting for us on the other side of this video. I want you to do something right now. Empty your pockets of all of their contents. Your keys, your wallet, your money, everything. It feels like a burden or a debt or responsibility. And for a few moments, I want you to imagine giving all of that, all of your responsibility to Jesus. And join me in this prayer. God, look at all the stuff we're carrying. Will you take this burden from us? Will you clear our racing minds?
For anything is possible when Jesus is here. His kingdom is unstoppable. His love draws us near. Lift your hands and surrender. He is faithful forever. For anything is possible when Jesus is here. And full of grace and truth, there is healing in His hands, and living waters rise to a dry and thirsty land. And He is worthy of devotion and never-ending praise. And we don't have to leave the same.
We believe this to be true, that when Jesus shows up, He makes things right. We see again and again in the Bible that He never shows up empty-handed. What is it that you would ask Him for? What is it that you hope He's bringing your way? Tell that to Him right now. You can simply say, Jesus, I invite you to show up in this area of my life. We'll give you some time to do that right now.
Full of grace and truth, his hands, and living waters rise to a dry and thirsty land. And he is worthy of devotion, never-ending praise. And we don't have to leave the same. No, for anything is possible when Jesus is here. His kingdom is unstoppable. His love draws us near. Oh, so lift your hands and surrender. He is faithful forever. For anything is possible when Jesus is here.
In the book of 1 Samuel, it says God wants our obedience more than the gifts or sacrifice we can make. Is there a way he's asking you to move now? Is he asking for control or obedience from you? Take some time to sit and listen for what God might be asking from you. Then, simply say yes to Jesus.
And when we worship, walls start shaking. And in your presence, chains are breaking. For anything is possible, Jesus, when we call your name. As we sing in this moment, let us see the heavens open. For anything is possible, and we don't have to leave the same. For anything is possible when Jesus is here. His kingdom is unstoppable. His love draws us near. Lift your hands and surrender. He is faithful forever. For anything is possible when Jesus is here.
There's a better, more free life waiting for you, and I hope you got a piece of that today. That's why we exist, to help you experience the freedom, purpose, and joy that God made you for. Subscribe right here to make sure you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, or if you want to see the first part of the series, click right here.